Okay. Hi, Jans. Welcome. So, I might need to go see a doctor, possibly, because I feel like my congestion is starting to make it a little hard to breathe, and I'm starting to think it could be a bacterial infection. I don't know. Either way, I might need to go see a doctor. I'm going to. I have to discuss it with my mom first, since I'm on their insurance. I need to tell them why I need to go see a doctor. Back's doing better today, though. Like I said, it's just hurting a little bit, but it's not hurting as much as it was the one other day. And that happened because I tweaked it. I bent down to pick something up and I tweaked my back. Why you bonk me? Is that really necessary? Is that necessary for the bonks to happen? I'm gonna go do it. I promise. I'm gonna go do it. Yes. Oh, okay. I promise I'm gonna go and see a doctor. I promise. Okay? I promise. I do. I promise. Trust me, you know pretty much all my daily doings, so. Oh yeah, look at this, by the way. It's a cool little neon light necklace. Little switch in the back. Got some cool lighting. I was wearing this earlier today, but it doesn't reflect well in the camera, so I'm not gonna turn it on right now. I'm wearing all my Lions gear because the Lions played the Colts today, and they won. I wasn't expecting them to lose. Lions beat the Colts 24-6. So that's they didn't let the Colts score a single touchdown. Those 6 points came from 2 field goals. The Lions scored 3 times, 3 touchdowns, 3 extra points, 1 field goal. The 3 touchdowns, 2 of them were by Jahmyr Gibbs, 1 was by David Montgomery. Sonic and Knuckles are their nicknames. And then there was a field goal, which was 3 points from Jake Bates, who still hasn't missed a field goal this year. 16 for 16 now. Yeah, American football, I know. It's not you're not knowledgeable on that stuff. It's just American stuff, you know. Nods in European. Yeah. Well, it's like football for you guys. You know, football everywhere around the world is known as what we Americans call soccer. That's the football that everyone else understands when they hear that word. So whenever I say football, I have to be mindful of like, okay, but is it the American football or is it football from everywhere else around the world? What type of football are we talking about here? I was gonna say, yeah, you guys have your own kind of physical sport. You guys have rugby, yeah. Rugby's crazy, man. Grown men, like, going and freaking tackling each other without any padding whatsoever. It's kind of crazy. But, I think the reason that American football was invented was it had to do with a fascination with gladiators, and the football pads and helmets are like the armor that the gladiators wore. Man, my gland on my left side is still swollen. That's crazy. Well, yeah, that's what we do. Everything different and quirky. Mm-hmm. Measurement system. Pounds instead of kilograms. Miles per hour instead of kilometers per hour. Yeah. I don't know why. Don't ask me why we do things different here, because I really don't know why. I feel like it would be very simple if we just converted to the same units of measurements that the rest of the world uses, but we'd have to start teaching that in schools like today. And it'd be kind of difficult for those who weren't taught under this measurement system to understand how it works. I think that's why we haven't changed. Anyway, how are you today? You doing all right? Oops. You're okay, just stuff. Makes head full and unable to do things. I understand that. I understand that. I do. God, I hate taking those. They have such a bad aftertaste. Oh, hush. It's fine. I got water right here anyway. I should probably put some nice ice cold water in this though, because that's not cold anymore. Hopefully, I'm able to. Hopefully, when I go to the doctor, they're able to figure out why I'm still congested. Like I don't know if it's a sinus infection. I don't know if it has anything to do. My gland is swollen right here on the. You have two glands in your neck, and my gland right here is not swollen, but this one is. Yeah. This one's not swollen over here. This one is. I don't know why. Obviously, I'm still fighting something in my body, but I don't know what I'm fighting. I just got over. I thought I was over my sickness. All of the really bad symptoms I was experiencing earlier in last week are gone. And it's weird because the symptoms I was experiencing earlier in the week were not a cough and congestion. This is new. This is new as of like 2 or 3 days ago. No, what I was experiencing initially was pain in every part of my body. My throat was scratchy, sure, but I actually wasn't coughing. It just was painful. So I don't know if this is just an after effect or what. I really don't know. I don't even know what the fuck I had or have. I probably should go get tested for COVID just to be safe. I probably should go do a COVID test. But I have to discuss this all with my mom since I'm on their insurance. I have to at least let her know what the deal is. The Lions play again this week too, even though they just played today. They play again on Thursday, and then they play again on in December 8th. Or no, December 2nd. Yeah. So they play Thanksgiving, and then they play Monday Night Football. It's back to back to back. They just played. They only have a couple of days of practice, and then they have a home game. And they have 2 home games in a row. They're not actually gonna have to go anywhere, thankfully. But hopefully they can win on Thanksgiving, because I don't remember the last time they ever won on Thanksgiving. It's been a while. Even last year with the good record that they had, they still didn't win on Thanksgiving. They lost. So hopefully it's a bit different this time. And then the Lions play against the Green Bay Packers on Monday Night Football on December 2nd. I gotta go serve jury duty on that day, so I won't be able to watch the game, because that's when my jury duty is. So in exactly 1 week from now, I have to call, using this thing here, my summons, I have to call the number and get my, I don't know, I just have to basically follow the directions, and then I have to go to county court. Jury duty is not cool. I hate it. I mean, it's a civic duty that every American is supposed to do, and you're required to show up when you're called upon, because every U.S. citizen has a right to a trial for a jury of their peers. So, no. If I do get picked to serve, which I'm hoping I don't, because what they do is, like, you get called, and then the judge can choose to omit you from the jury, if they feel like your judgment could be compromised by the case, or you just aren't a good fit for the jury. The judge can choose to remove you, and you won't be required to stay and serve the case out. But if you are, you're gonna have to sit there in a courtroom and listen to a criminal trial and preside judgment over said criminal trial with your fellow jurors. I've never had to do that. I did get called for jury duty one other time, and they were gonna pick me, but I basically cited mental illness to the judge. Like, I talked to a bailiff and basically said that I had been suffering from mental illnesses such as depression and anxiety, and I was excused for mental health reasons to not serve on the jury. They excused me. I could just say that again, even though it's not quite as true as it was back then. It is still the truth that I am dealing with mental health issues, and I'm sick, and I'd rather not get anybody else sick. I might still be sick by the time I go serve on my jury duty. Besides, you get paid like shit. I know you're kidding. Yeah, I know. But you also get paid like shit, Jans. You don't get paid hardly any money. You get paid like, I think, like fucking, I don't know. Like $30 bucks, $40 for the whole day. They literally give you like 30, 40, maybe $50 for the whole day, and that's all you get. That's terrible. Because had I gone to work on that Monday instead, I would have made, based on what I'm currently making right now, I would have made $130 So I have to make $100 less to go serve on a jury duty. Well, I mean, I guess it is an experience. And some people actually like serving on jury duty. They like serving on a jury. I just don't have the time for it right now in my life. I'm super busy with things. Hey, what's up, Crazy? Yeah, I've got the chain of my favorite team, and it even turns on too, see? Look at that. Stylishness right there. See that? Turns on, you got the lights. This is my typical game day outfit. I'm wearing long sleeves now because it's cold outside, but this is my typical game day outfit when the Lions play. I wear my jersey, I wear the long sleeves, all that stuff. How you doing though, Crazy? How's it going? Oh, I'm also still healing from, you guys can't really see it that well. Actually, you can't see it at all on the camera. But I have, some canker sores in the inside of my mouth that I'm still healing from as well. You're prone to get those too if you're sick, canker sores. But that one's almost completely healed. Same with that one. I have one that literally formed way down here. Like in my gum line way down here. And then I got one that formed right below my lip right here. Of course. I always like to know how my people are doing. Hi, Sin. How you doing? Thank you for the hydrate. I am. Don't worry. I am. Hey, now people are starting to flow in. Fast coming in now. You're dealing with Rose being sick. Oh, so your little one is sick. Tell her I'm sick too. Maybe it'll make her feel better. Tell her it's lame to be sick. Yeah, I've been sick for over a week now. I've been sick for over a week. Not fun. Not fun at all. Oh. Yeah, well, taking hot baths is a good thing to do. Make sure she eats some chicken noodle soup as well, takes her vitamins, drinks plenty of water, you know. Make sure she gets some vitamin D and vitamin C. Those are super important vitamins. And vitamin B also, to be honest. All the vitamins are important, but you definitely want the ones that like really help you when you're sick. I've been having to deal with congestion and just horrible feeling congestion for like 4 days now. It's not fun. I don't know why my body isn't healing. I don't know why it's taking so long to heal. So, at the behest of concerns from my friends, I am gonna go be seeing a doctor. I'm gonna talk it over with my mom, because I'm on her insurance, so I have to let her know still. And then I'm gonna go see a doctor about it. I know. I am gonna go see a doctor, don't worry. Oh, she might have the flu. Cough and a fever with body aches. That might be the flu. She might have a flu variant. I've been coughing. Coughing, difficulty breathing, and congestion right now are my main symptoms now. Earlier in the week, it was completely different. I had body aches. My throat was sore. It's not even sore. I'm just coughing a lot. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sometimes you can be sick for a while. I seem to forget that you can be sick for a long time, depending on what type of virus you're dealing with. Longest I've been sick for was 2 weeks. So if it lasts longer than 2 weeks, I'm going to be very concerned. And I do mean that. I am going to be very concerned if I have to deal with another week of this. Yeah. Alright, real quick, I'm going to go fill this up with some ice cold, refreshing water, because it's not quite as ice cold as it was earlier today. And I will be right back. I'm just going to go get this nice and cold, and I shall return. Alright. Water, nice and cold. I did the shredded up ice cubes option from the fridge, so it wouldn't be... The reason I did shred up is because sometimes I like putting ice cubes in my mouth. Because what I do is I move them around over towards like the sore parts of my mouth when I'm sick, because I'm very prone to get sores in my mouth when I'm sick, like all the time. I'm super prone to it. I don't know why, but every time I'm sick, I get canker sores on my inside of my mouth. Every time. Which they actually say is actually a different variation of the HPV virus. So, not only do I have HPV that causes warts, but I have HPV that causes these. I can't win, man. I can't win. I have two different variations of HPV. And unfortunately, that sticks around with you for your entire life. It doesn't go away. Now, HPV is very common and a lot of people have at least one type of HPV, but there are people who don't, and those people are typically the people who get, here it comes, vaccinated for it. Get your HPV vaccinations. Don't wait. The reason I didn't at the time is because it was a new vaccination when I was a baby, and the side effects to my mom were not worth getting it, which is true. That back then they had some side effects to them, and it probably wasn't worth it. But now they've ironed it out, and I believe that now you should go get the HPV vaccination. Because when you're stuck with certain viruses, you're stuck with them forever. Like polio, for example, when that was still around, that was something that you'd had to deal with for the remainder of your life once you got it. But we have that vaccination now that prevents it from even occurring, which has basically eradicated the polio virus altogether because we've had a vaccinated populace. Which makes me a little worried that, I said I wasn't going to talk about politics too much, but I feel like this incoming administration is going to have like a huge rollback on vaccinations, which to me means bad news, because I trust the science of what vaccinations do. And I believe that if our populace just becomes told, like, oh, you shouldn't get vaccinations because they cause autism or some stupid statement like that, then you're going to start seeing diseases start to reemerge again. You will see that hepatitis, for example, could start reemerging as a pretty significant threat. And there's certain hepatitis variations that stick with you your entire life. Like, it's not a laughing matter. The reason that you get these vaccinations is because it prevents a disease that you're stuck with for the rest of your life. Now, I didn't get the HPV vaccination, and unfortunately I got affected by the HPV virus when I was a kid. Because I got warts and canker sores when I was a kid, so I've had HPV for a very long time. The good thing is that the HPV that causes warts and the HPV that causes canker sores is non-life-threatening whatsoever, because even though it alters the cellular structure, it doesn't get deep enough into your blood vessel to start spreading those altered cells to other parts of your body. It doesn't go deep enough in the layer of your skins. So, yeah, collect Zom points to bonk with. Hey, what's going on, Snake Man? How you doing? Excuse me. Like I said too, guys, I would have gone live yesterday, but I went to go hang out with my friend. We went to this indoor golf simulator facility, and it was a drive for me. I had to drive about 30 minutes-ish to get there. It was about a 31 minute drive, so I had to drive a decent bit, but it's worth it to go hang out with some friends. We hung out for about, let's see, we had a 8:30 start time for our reservation, and I think we were there until about 11:30, something like that. We were there for